Hello everybody, Mr. Meatshield here, and this is the 10 question Q&A. I've been tagged by Brawly White Wolf. The link to his channel will be in the description. Now, what this is another set of Q&A questions. That's pretty redundant, I know. But this one is 10 different questions from the one I did way before. Now, before I begin, I'm just forewarning you if I sound different right now. It's because I've my cold is still here. It's pretty much allergy season for me, and I haven't not fully recovered. But anyway, let's get to the questions. So the first question is, how long have you been doing YouTube? I started doing YouTube regularly in February of 2016, but the oldest video I have on the channel is from December 2014. I think that's a GTA 5 video. That was when I was still putting up or capturing, well, not really capturing, just uploading clips directly from the PS4's upload feature. Question 2 is, how many videos do you have on your channel? According to YouTube, I have 521 videos as of this recording. However, personal count, because I personally don't consider the little updates of me saying, "Hey, there's something going on with my hardware right now, so I can't really put out any videos." I don't count those, and I think I have roughly maybe 8 or 10 or maybe even more of those. So I would probably have to say that for my personal count, I have about 508 videos, somewhere around that. So YouTube's count is 521. My count, removing the unlisted videos I have, such as like the stream tests and updates that say um, there's something wrong with my videos and the hard drive woes that I put up. I'm not counting those. I'm gonna say 508, maybe even 505, or perhaps even 499. Next is, what was your most favorite video to record? As I mentioned in the 250 subscriber Q&A, my I had the most fun recording Hobble Top, because that's the first time I tried playing in character. However, recently I did have a lot of fun with Guild Summer, Vince Crow, Scavenger Zero, and Violence is Needed when we were playing, what's it called? Dead by Daylight. I enjoy playing Billy. I'm still trying to figure out what other voices I can do if I use the other killers, and it's pretty fun to play with people you know. I mean, when I play alone, it's not as fun because I usually die in the first 2 minutes of the game, and if I'm the killer and I'm playing alone, I hardly ever get to kill anyone. But when you're playing with friends, it's pretty fun because you get to talk and and like play mind games and whatever. And when we play, we usually play for like hours on end. I think sometimes we're surprised by the end of it that we've already been playing for 6 hours or 5 hours. The fourth question is, who's your favorite YouTuber? There's this another question I answered in the 250 Q&A, um, and the answer still stands. I actually don't have any favorite YouTubers. There's a bunch of YouTubers I like big YouTubers such as the Super Best Friends Play. Their channel is called the Switcher, but instead of an I, it's the number one. I like Angry Joe, Kevin Smith's podcast with Rolf Garman, which is Hollywood Babylon. Um, the movie fights from Screen Junkies, the Marvel and DC movie news from what's it called, uh, Popcorn Talk, all of those. However, since I started YouTube, I have not been able to watch the bigger YouTubers as regularly as before, and that's because I found you guys, the smaller YouTubers, who I've basically been in a community with, such as Cyber Houdini, Solx64, Miss Multi Console, Two Girls One Game, Your Mom Plays, Brawly White Wolf, Vince Crow, Guild Summer, and the list goes on. It's just I've been watching you guys' content more than the bigger YouTubers since I've since I started doing YouTube rather, and I still do try to watch the bigger ones now and then, but more often I've been watching the smaller channels because I like to support the my friends as well. And then the number 5 question is pick a YouTuber to collab with. I would absolutely love to collab with the super best friends Zaibatsu. I mean, these four guys in Montreal playing. They used to be game testers, I think, with Ubisoft and with other companies maybe, and then they eventually started doing let's plays, and they're one of the first, and I think they're one of the biggest YouTubers I think right now, and they're also doing Twitch live streams. If I also love their banter with each other. These guys are, to me, they're pretty funny. Uh, there are people who are saying that the Game Grumps is also good, but I don't really, I haven't really watched any of their videos. The Super Best Friends Zaibatsu did have a some collabs with the Game Grumps though, and I think I still prefer the Super Best Friends over them. Number 6 is where do you see your channel in the future? I'm not entirely sure how to answer this question. Like, how far in the future? I mean, in 5 years, I'd hope to be a much bigger channel than I am now. Obviously, um, I'm not sure if I'll ever join any MCNs, but hopefully, I'll have at least 50,000 subscribers by the time I reach 5 years. Hopefully, I'll also be streaming much more regularly than I am now. I mean, especially now that I've already figured out what's wrong with me and OBS and to some extent Overwatch on PC. But in the immediate future, I hope to do The Last Guardian by December because that's when it's coming out, as well as Gravity Rush 2 when that comes out if I'm done with one of the other games. And then, as far as the role playing series goes, maybe after Hobbletop is done, and by that I mean including the DLC for Dark Souls 3 that's coming out in spring. When that's done, I did say in before that I'm gonna be doing another roleplay series after Hobbletop, but I'm thinking I'm gonna take a little break from that before the next um, roleplay series. Uh, but yeah, again in the immediate future, now that I've figured out the problem with OBS with my hardware as well, I am hoping to find a better schedule or to organize a schedule for live streaming on Twitch. And if there's ever a game I can't stream on Twitch because they do have their ban list, I'll stream it on YouTube. And hopefully, people will watch me on those platforms, and hopefully, my channel will grow even further than that. But as I said in the previous question and answer tag, we can't really see the future. We can't tell. We can only try to strive to reach that goal that we have for the future, and hopefully things work out. Question number 7 is, what quote or saying do you live by? Honestly, I don't really have one, but I do like the whole do unto others what you want others to do unto you. It just makes sense, you know? I mean, if you want to be, you don't want to be other people to be dicks to you, and if you're pretty much an asshole to them, why, what reason would they have to be nice to you? I mean, if other people are nice to you, what reason do you have to be an asshole to them, right? Right? Mutual, um, I guess I can't really think of a better word to put it, but mutual respect and all that. Number 8 is, why did you start YouTube? And this is actually a question I've answered in every single of the Q&As I've done so far. And as I said before, it was Kevin Smith's book Tough Shit, where he tells the story of how his father died, and from that, how as people here on Earth, we have very limited time because we could pretty much die any, just like that. Um, so why not go for what makes you happy, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody? And from there, coupled with the me seeing other YouTubers such as Boogie2988, Angry Joe, Super Best Friends, everybody, all the other YouTubers that I used to watch regularly, I said I could do that, and I love playing video games apart from other hobbies that I have. But this is what I can share. And from there I said these guys, they're making they're making a living out of doing what they love, and I'd like to do that as well. That's how it started. Uh, I started with the goal of eventually making money out of YouTube, and obviously I'd still love to do that, but since starting YouTube, I've started to enjoy just entertaining people. I enjoy the feedback that I'm getting. I'm enjoying the people that I'm meeting who are watching, who are actually watching my content, and now I'm part of a group doing collaborations and all that. It's just awesome, and that's what keeps me going. That's why I keep doing this. This is why I started YouTube, just initially to eventually earn money, and still sorta is, but also to entertain people. Number 9. What challenges have you faced as a YouTuber, and how did you overcome them? I suppose the only challenge I can think of is the little hurdle where, as a small YouTuber, or as someone who's just starting up YouTube, there's very little people who are watching you, little to none. And it's those times that you think to yourself, why am I still doing this? No one's watching. Why do I keep doing this? And during that time that I was feeling that, I was playing Dark Souls 3, and if you people watch my first um, playthrough of that game, some between the first episode up to somewhere maybe even episode 20, where I was stuck at Vort of the second boss of the game, I was just really doubting myself, not just with the game but with YouTube itself. But I kept at it. I kept just putting out videos, uh, and as well as being active in other people's channels. And saying by staying active, I mean actually watching people's videos and commenting uh, legitimate feedback, and not just going to one person's video saying nice video, then leaving without completely watching the uh, the thing. And I mean watching the entire thing saying what I actually think about the video as feedback. And that's it. I eventually, because of that, I eventually got shoutouts from Steve Moto, Just Riley, um, Wiley Roop, uh, Resisien, I think that's how it's pronounced, and a bunch of other people. And I eventually started getting more subscribers, as well as the regular people who watched me. Because of that, of course, I also got people who subscribe to me and don't really watch my channels at all because they just sub because that's how they'll eventually get shoutouts themselves. But that's how I got the regulars like Cyber Houdini, Miss Multi Console, Two Girls One Game. That's also how I met these other people, and that's awesome. And it's because of that's what kept me going. The feedback I eventually got from the people who will eventually become my regular viewers and supporters and fans. That's how I got over the feeling of why am I still doing this? Why am I still making YouTube videos when no one's watching them? Eventually, I got people who did watch my videos, and I think that's all we have to remember. I think all small YouTubers get this feeling because not all of us is gonna be a hit overnight. We're not all gonna be viral overnight. And YouTube's a roller coaster. It's got its ups and downs and plateaus. And that's just something we all have to live with. And the last question is, what are your inspirations for videos? Um, I guess my understanding of this question is how do I get ideas for videos that I do? And I think for this, I'm going to do the three series that I have ongoing on the channel so far. That's Witcher Enhanced Edition, Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and the TB Hobbletop. So with Witcher, I know that there are people who watch my channel who have played the second and third game, or maybe just second or the third game, and haven't seen the first one. So I thought, hey, I haven't finished the first game yet, and I'd love to share that the game story with other people. So there we go. I'm pretty much doing it for myself as well as the people who would like to see the first Witcher game as well. And then for Amnesia: The Dark Descent, as I said in the first episode of that series, I'm not really a horror game guy, or I'm not a horror guy in general. I don't really play horror games or watch horror movies. So for Amnesia, I started it somewhere around the October, as it was my sort of Halloween celebration thing. People are doing 31 days of horror. People are also doing 31 nights of horror for live streams. Amnesia was my thing, and it's still ongoing. Uh, it's sort of a test for me to play what was considered one of the scariest games ever released. And I think I'm doing all right. I've usually kept my cool. Some of the jump scares have gotten me. I can't lie about that because it's on YouTube. Uh, and but for the most part, I think I'm doing okay. Uh, but of course, that's not really the first. Amnesia's not really the first horror content I've done for the channel. I've before that I've done the Night Cry for the Quick Meet, as well as what's that called? The Joy of Creation uh, as well for the Quick Meet. And then for Hobbletop, this is a story. Back when I was recording the God of War 3, I'd had to do what's it called? sound checks for for the for the PS4 recordings because I started using the headset. Uh, and before that, I usually had the sound come out from the TV. But because I had a different setup when I started the God of War, I needed to do sound checks every single time that I wanted to record something on the PS4. And in order to do that, I did the I did the sound checks by playing what's it called, Dark Souls 3 on the PS4, and then doing a funny voice. Not exactly, not Habletop. The voice I was doing was one of a an overly or easily excited gamer. Like if I see like I usually I have the character parked in Anor Londo, and where the knights are, where the silver knights are, and whenever I'd fight them, I'd go, "Oh, you got an electric sword! Wow! Oh man, you hit so hard! Wow!" And that was initially the idea I wanted to do for that second Dark Souls 3 playthrough, because I can't use the I didn't want to use the save file from the first playthrough because uh, because I put had that go through to New Game Plus, and I did not want to do the DLC on New Game Plus, to be honest, because of how difficult uh, the Souls games DLC are. Uh, so I said I wanted to do a second playthrough of Dark Souls, but I wanted to make it different, and that was the initial idea. Um, However, when I did start trying to record it that way, uh, I actually had it wasn't just a voice that I was doing. I actually thought up of a character name for that easily amazed gamer, and it just wasn't working. Eventually, I even thought that it felt like I was making fun of people who may be like that, and I didn't want to do that. So eventually, I thought, how about a somewhat distinguished adventurer, and that's where I started thinking up of a name. Like I wanted like I just kept thinking of the because I the way I came up with the name is that distinguished adventurers usually have like abbreviated names like BB Barnum or something like that. So I thought TB, and then I tried to think of a silly but yet distinguished name for the last name. And to be honest, in the character creation for that for the original Hobbletop save game, which I lost as the most recent update, me explaining what happened when I upgraded to Windows 10, would say the last name I have on the character there, it was not Hobbletop. It was close, but it was not Hobbletop. It was Huffle something, Huffletop or Huffletuff or something like that. But it wasn't Hobbletop. The reason it became Hobbletop is because when I started playing and introducing the character, that's the name I came up with. Uh, th- the TB was always there, especially Thaddeus. I think the Thaddeus is the uh, only name that actually went from the original idea to the final product. Like I think my initial idea for the name was Thaddeus Bartholomew Huffletuff or Huffletop. But when I started playing it on that first episode, when I introduced the character, it was Thaddeus Balthazar Hobbletop, and that's where it went. And basically, that's the inspiration for all the three current series that I have right now. And that's all 10 questions. Again, I would like to thank Brawly White Wolf for tagging me to do this particular set of Q&A tag. So now I'd have to tag other content creators to do this as well. And the people that I have in mind are Two Girls One Game, Ivy and Fix. Their channel is awesome. If you guys want to see some horror games as well, you can check them out. They're also doing a playthrough of Persona 3 FES. Then there's the Baddest Dudes, both Shondo and Showtime. These guys' channel is awesome. They got a ton of variety in their channel. They're doing Metro 2033, Shadow of the Colossus, Fear. Shondo is doing a solo for Fear. Final Fantasy 7, Braid, and then there's also Doom. For Doom, they even have special guests. I think that some of their friends come over to play that. They also have some videos for what's it called, Smash Brothers and other Nintendo games. If you guys want to check them out, I highly recommend them. There's also I would also like to tag Greg Gore Gaming, another channel where you could check out if you enjoy watching horror games as well. He has a bunch of them going on his channel. Then I'd also like to tag Yutzman Gaming, who is currently working on Dead Island Riptide as well as Dead Rising. And then there's also his what's that? Evil Within. He's working on the DLC right now. I think he's on the last DLC as well. And lastly, Average Joe, awesome, very awesome Dead by Daylight player, and he's also got Alan Wake going on his channel. You know what? I'll add a sixth one, Warrior B, another awesome Dead by Daylight player, even more awesome in Overwatch, and he's also got the Witcher 3 going on his channel as well. So yeah, check all these people out. I'm tagging these content creators. Their channel links will be down in the description, as well as Brawly White Wolf. I'll also be putting copying and pasting the questions for this particular tag Q&A in the comments section as well, for them to see what questions they have to do. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Mr. Meatshield. I will see you all next time. Hello, Mr. Meatshield here, and I'd like to thank you for watching the video. Click that thumbs up if you liked it. Click that subscribe button if you want to keep updated with the content. Also on screen right now is my Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook information. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.